Unfortunately, because of the resurgence of the traditional sew-in, mini braid, boho braids, we are starting to have a problem with our edges all over again. There's always a new hairstyle that's snatching our edges. In today's video, we are focusing on restoring your edges. Now, here's one thing we need to address. I think one of the biggest misconceptions about edges is firstly that some people just have strong edges and they just don't break no matter what they do to them. People have said this to me all the time. And the second thing is that people are constantly trying to force their edges to grow as fast as possible instead of trying to maintain a consistent routine that will not only make them go again, but keep whatever edges you have left. Restoring edges usually has more to do with reducing stress on the area instead of constantly adding more and more products to it. I'm constantly finding that people are trying to find the next derma roller, something that is like minoxidil but cheaper or more effective or just as effective or just using minoxidil, but it's so much more than that. Firstly, in order to fix your edges, you first have to know what's taking your edges away. What is snatching your edges? Is it just happening because of maybe your diet or you are ill? Are you doing it to yourself? Is something else doing it to you and you don't know what's happening? So if you don't know what's causing your edges to get damaged or break or just completely go away, you won't know how to fix it. You're just like putting a band-aid over the cut, but you're not figuring out what's cutting you in the first place. The first and most common thing is tension. And tension can come from so many different things like tight hairstyles, tying something on your hairline really tight, wigs because you're laying the wigs on your hairline and then the glue is destroying it. The constant tension and moisture from the wig being glued to your edges is causing damage. Friction from the wigs or whatever you're using. And then sometimes you might think you're in a protective style because maybe you don't have tiny braids. Maybe your braids are actually pretty large, but the hair is so heavy that it's pulling it out. All those are different forms of tension that could be damaging your edges. Another thing is doing very sleek hairstyles where you have to slick your hair down with like a bunch of hair gel and then you use like a band to tie over that and then you're brushing over it again. And then not only are you doing this once in a while, but you're doing this constantly. Because yes, it does look very nice, but eventually it does happen very slowly to the point that you just wake up one day and it seems like your edges went overnight. Every single time you do that hairstyle, it's just adding a little bit more of tension onto your hairline every single time. And then one underrated reason why your hairline might be going away is due to stress. If you are experiencing a high level of stress due to your job or your lifestyle or whatever reason, usually the weakest hair is at your hairline. And so if you start to experience hair loss or damage, you may notice it there first. So there are multiple things you can do to reduce stress, of course. Working out, taking a long walk, eating better food, getting more sleep, meditation, prayer, whatever you need to distress. Even if you're in a high stress environment, I'm sure you can find 5 to 10 minutes a day to just do something to help you relax and also develop a good night routine that will support a restful sleep. The hairline is the most delicate part of your entire scalp. So let me talk about some things that I stopped doing that might help you as well. And these are also things I've told other people to stop doing and advise them, and it has really helped them get their hairline back. So I have been extremely conscious about my hairline since probably always. So I've never entirely lost all my edges, but I have experienced like little bald patches. I have mastered exactly what I need to do to get my hairline back. And when I've shared this routine with other people, I noticed that they actually see results very fast, like in weeks. The problem is when I meet them a couple months later, their edges are gone again because they just do exactly what they did to damage their edges in the first place all over again. So let's talk about restoring your edges and actually maintaining that. The first thing you need to stop doing is tight hairstyles. I know that tight hairstyles tend to look the smartest and the neatest, but you can find hairstyles that are low tension, that are just as pretty, just as presentable, even if you have a very formal job where you have to be like extremely buttoned up. Your hair doesn't have to be so tight that it's pulling at your edges. The next thing I stopped doing, which I find pairs perfectly with over manipulation, is over brushing. So like today, as you can see, my hairline is sort of brushed back, but I didn't like do a whole bunch of styles like laying my edges. I got a little bit of moisturizer, put that on my edges, and then I put some Got2b glue gel. I took my bamboo brush, brushed that back, tied a scarf on for like 10 minutes, took it off, and my hair is done. I'm not going to do this tomorrow and then the day after that. I did this today because I'm filming. And if I had like a job where I had to do it every single day, I would not do it like this every day still. My hairline just looks like this occasionally. And the reason why I do it like this is because I'm wearing a wig and it blends more seamlessly with the wig. But when I have my natural hair texture out, I just brush it back very lightly. Hair gels are also very drying. For it to keep your hair nice and dry and not moving, it sort of sucks the moisture out of your hair. So if you're constantly doing that, not only are you adding tension from the brushing and maintaining it, you're also adding dryness, which makes it break more quickly. So in short, you need to stop overlaying your edges. Even if you're an expert at laying your edges, it does still take a little bit of extra effort. It pulls your hair out. You do have to manipulate your hair constantly to get it in the right place. And if you do that every single day, it's just not going to work. If your natural texture is not this smooth and this laid, it's not going to look strange if it just matches the rest of the texture of your hair, and it still looks very beautiful. Another thing that I never do is sleeping without my edges being protected, and that is by using one of these satin bonnets. I always prefer to use one of these that have a flat band instead of the edge being pleated like that, because the pleated edges tend to have a very thin band, and then the pleats can also rip your edges out. Also, if you're going to get one of these, make sure that it fits your head properly. You don't want it to be too tight, because if it's too tight and it's flat on your edges, that can also cause friction on your hairline. But for me, it is the perfect amount of looseness, but it's not loose enough to fall off my head while I'm sleeping. It's very comfortable on my hairline. I never experience any irritation, breakage. I never have any pain on my edges, even after a couple days. Just having a satin bonnet that won't fall off your head and pairing that with a satin pillowcase so they both glide over each other easily is the perfect combination. Now, you can sleep with some kind of like a satin scarf on as well, but the reason why I don't like these scarves are I feel like they slide up my head more easily. So if I don't want it to slide off, it means I have to tie it tighter, which causes tension on my hairline, and then that can actually have adverse effects. If you're deciding which one is better between a bonnet and a scarf, I would choose the bonnet, but if you only have a scarf, it would be the next best option. Something else I don't do is over applying oils. In fact, most of the time I only apply serums to my hairline, and I'll only apply an oil maybe once a week. And the serum I've been using is the Ordinary Multi-Peptide Serum for Hair Density, and I find it extremely effective and very, very gentle on my hairline. So here is what you actually need to focus on to restore your edges. The first thing you want to do is come up with a nightly routine. So you can do this routine every single night, but it could have slight changes every other night. So a simple night routine on a day when you're not doing anything extensive to your edges, that routine could just look like washing your face, putting on your bonnet, and sleeping on a satin pillowcase. But on nights where you're actually doing that, you can choose either an oil or a serum or both, not on the same day, to help with your edges. So I like to use my trusty rosemary oil. As you can see, I'm basically done with whatever was left in here. I like to use something that has a little more castor oil than something I'd use for the rest of my hair. So I tend to make a mix that's just for my hairline when I feel like I'm experiencing thinning. When I'm not experiencing any thinning, I just use the same oil I'd use for the rest of my hair on my hairline. And then on the nights when I only use this once a week, by the way. I will only use oil on my hairline and the rest of my hair once a week, the night before I wash my hair. But throughout the week, usually every other day, I will go in on my entire scalp and my hairline with a serum like this one. I haven't used that much, but I'm already seeing really positive results. Like my hairline is significantly fuller than it usually is. It says it is a concentrated serum for hair that looks thicker, denser, fuller, and healthier. I know the Sacred drops are also going viral right now. You don't have to use any specific product I'm recommending unless you want to. Find a product that works well on your hairline and then use it on your hairline. And something you always want to pair with your oil or your serum is a scalp massage. And if you do it correctly, it will enhance the effects of whatever serum or oil you're using. If you do a scalp massage wrongly, it's not going to work. It's going to damage your hairline and you actually be ripping your hair out. And you might be wondering why scalp massages damage your hair instead of helping them. I've actually seen a few comments from people saying that every time they massage their scalp, they find that they've got little hairs all over their fingers. That is because you're probably just rubbing your scalp instead of massaging it. Massaging your scalp doesn't require any rubbing aside from pushing the product into your hairline. So even when you do that, you want to be very gentle. You just want to slowly apply it to your hairline. And then when you massage, you get the pads of your fingers, not your nails. You lay them flat on your hairline, and then you move your scalp around. You're not moving the hair around, you're moving your scalp around. The next thing that I do after that consistently is very low manipulation. I don't do hairstyles that require my hairline to be completely slicked back and smooth. And all the hairstyles that I choose to do are very soft on my hair. And if I happen to do any hairstyle that's a little bit tighter than usual, it's usually for a very short amount of time. Like right now while I'm wearing this wig, I just wear the wig for that day and then take it off. I always reduce the manipulation on my hairline. I only used hair gel on my hair once this week. I use a very gentle and soft brush. I like to have the perfect scalp environment to promote hair growth and also prevent as much damage as possible. I don't even glue my wigs down. I rarely do that, and usually it's for an event. For like one day, I come home and I take it off. Otherwise, most days I just do a headband like this. So all I have to do is brush my hair back, throw on a headband, and my wig is just sitting and I can just take it off. No tension on my edges. The main things you want to focus on are your scalp environment, which means your follicles should not be clogged. It should not be tender. You shouldn't be pulling at it. You want to be very patient because you can't grow your hair overnight. However, because the hair is so little and so fine usually, you can usually see results pretty quickly. So within like 3 to 4 weeks, you should start seeing changes. But once you start to see positive changes, you need to resist the urge to go back to what caused the damage in the first place, or else you'll just be going round and round in circles. And if you reach a point where you start to see shiny spots, now you're going to irreversible damage, which means you have damaged the follicle and it has sealed over. And the only thing that can fix that is a hair transplant. Not even PRP can go beyond that. And then once you come up with your routine, you want to be consistent with it and you want to maintain the softest, gentlest touch with your hairline always. Now here is my realistic weekly routine as I explained. I use a scalp serum and rosemary oil usually every single week. I'm not gonna lie, I've been more consistent with this. Every other day, or at least 3 times a week, I'm using this on my edges. And then once a week, the night before I wash my hair, I'm using a rosemary oil or an oil that contains rosemary in it. The next thing I do is I always moisturize my hairline at least 3 to 4 times a week. And I will usually use something like this L'Oreal Everpure Sulfate-Free Moisture 21-in-1 spray. On my wash day, I tend to use the Pureology version of this, which is the better version, but this is almost just as good. And then I go in with a scalp serum. And this one is a little bit pricey and perhaps unnecessary unless you really have like a problem with your hairline. But I also do low-level laser therapy with my eye restore helmet, usually 3 times a week. And then I keep my hair loose. I don't tie it tight, or I'll put it in a very low claw clip while my hair is in a low tension hairstyle like braids, so I'm not constantly styling my hair. And then I'll put on my satin bonnet. I'll sleep on my satin pillowcase, and I wash my hair once a week, and I usually use a sulfate-free but deep cleaning shampoo. And then maybe every other week I'll go in with one wash with a clarifying shampoo and then the second wash with a regular moisturizing shampoo. And I always put just a little bit extra of hydrating products on my hairline. So like when I'm deep conditioning my hair, once I put deep conditioner all over my hair, I'll go ahead and put just a little bit of extra on my hairline, because my hairline also gets dry quicker, just because like when I wash my face in the morning, whatever cleanser I'm using might go on my hairline. So it is a little bit more prone to dryness. And that's why throughout the week, I also make sure I go in with a little bit of moisturizer, but not heavy enough to weigh the hair down. That could cause breakage. And now let's talk about some realistic expectations. The first thing is timeline differences. Everybody's hair grows at a different rate, and everybody's hair grows at a different rate in different parts of their head. Most people have like a side of hair where their hair grows faster. Most people have a section of hair that grows faster. Like for me, the hair at the back of my head always grows faster than every other part of my hair. On one side of my head, like on the sides of my head, this hair also grows really fast, but the top of my head grows slower. Some other people's hair grows much faster at the top of the head. On the hairline, it's the same thing. My hair doesn't grow as quickly on my hairline. So If you see someone else who's doing the exact same routine as you and their hair has grown faster or they have regrown their edges faster than you, it doesn't mean that what you're doing is not working. As long as you're seeing positive changes, it just means that your hair growth might grow at a slightly slower rate. Just keep maintaining the consistent routine. The next important thing to focus on is stress. When you're stressed and you start to lose hair, it usually goes first at your hairline. So you want to ensure you do whatever you can to de-stress, eating better, getting more sleep, having a workout routine, even if that just means walking, hitting as many steps as you can in a day. The growth timelines is also affected by your genetics. So you may have finer hair on your hairline naturally, which means it's already even more prone to breakage. And when you start to regrow it, it won't grow back fuller than what your natural genetics already are because you're using something like minoxidil. It will grow to however your hairline is. So if you have naturally fine or thin hair, don't expect to get the edges of someone who has extremely full, thick, coarse hair because that's just not your texture. It's just going to be the best version of your hairline you can get for your hair type. Hairlines respond to consistency rather than intensity. You always see the most results when you're consistent and not intense. Now, if you're at the point where your hairline is completely gone and there's barely any hair left at all, and you have tried all this and it's still not working, I would suggest you speak to a dermatologist. The goal isn't to obsess over your edges every single day. It's just to work it seamlessly into your routine to the point that it'll seem like you just woke up one day and your edges were completely back and you didn't even have to work so hard for it because it is seamlessly integrated into your daily routine. You also have to ensure that whatever you're doing it long enough for your scalp to actually recover, just not 2 months and then you give up and go back to what you already were doing. I actually have a full playlist about growing your edges back fast right here, so you can watch more videos if that seems interesting. Hit my face right there to subscribe if you didn't in the beginning. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.